Konnichiwa, bonjour, hello, I'm Amika, your host for JPOP TV. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. Today, we visited the Murakami House in Richmond. We're at the Murakami House here in Richmond, and we are joined by Mimi. And I was wondering, could you tell us a little bit more about the history behind that Murakami House?
Sure. So right now we're at the Britannia Shipyards National Historic Site, and one of the buildings that we have on display is number 40, where the Murakami family lived from 1929 to 1942. Mr. Murakami was a boat builder, so next door we have his boat works, and they lived in this home with their 10 children.
Also, as I was walking in there, I saw some kind of Japanese bath, and I'm very intrigued what that was about.
Yeah, so inside there is a furoba, so a Japanese bath that was built by originally Mr. Murakami, the father of the family, so that, if you have a large family, you can all bathe together, very traditional Japanese style. But this one was actually rebuilt by Mr. Murakami's son, George Murakami. So he kind of remembered what it was like to have that bath inside their home, rebuilt for visitors now to see what that might look like.
And as I was walking through here, there's a bunch of different other exhibits as well, if you could maybe touch on those as well.
Sure. So at our National Historic Site, we have 13 heritage buildings in total. Some were originally built here and they're still here today. Some were brought over here just to demonstrate where people used to live and work in the canning and the fishing and the boat building industries in the early years of Steveston. So we have another larger boat works called the Richmond Boat Builders, and that was built in the 1930s by the Kishi family, Japanese-Canadian boat building family. And the largest buildings that we have on site is Britannia Shipyard, which was originally a cannery. And then it got changed into a shipyard building to help repair fishing boats for the canneries and the fishing fleets here in Steveston. There's also the same net loft where they stored nets over the winter time when they weren't using them for fishing. And then we have a collection of stilt houses that kind of demonstrate where European bachelors, First Nations family, and even a Chinese bunkhouse where Chinese laborers used to live together. So this National Historic Site is named after Britannia Shipyard, but we do reference not just the shipyard building, but the different boat building activity that happens on our site. So we're very excited that coming up to the end of the year, we're going to have a brand new Japanese-Canadian boat building exhibit that's going to be showing in the Murakami Boat Works, which is currently closed to the public. We're also working on restoring a Japanese-Canadian built wooden gillnet fishing boat. Called the Crystal S, and when that's completed, it's also going to be displayed inside the Britannia Shipyard building with a little exhibit that talks about the transition of the early fishing boats when the first Japanese Canadians came here in the late 1800s to the early 1900s, all the way up to kind of modern fishing boats now. But it's a really unique blend of Japanese boat building with Western tools and techniques and materials that you can find here, and how that all blended together to make the best fishing fleet in Canada or perhaps the world.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was also wondering, just as you as an individual, why you wanted to work here? Like, what was your motivation?
Yeah, for sure. So I am the Destination Development Coordinator here. I work on marketing and product development, doing social media and web development for all of our Steveston heritage sites. I'm a second-generation Japanese-Canadian, so I don't have my roots in Steveston, but I've lived in Steveston for over 20 years now. And I just recognize that our community is so full of passionate descendants of these early settlers who came here from Japan, and I just wanted to share their story. So that's a passion of mine. I volunteer in this work, but I also do it as work, so I get paid for it, which is ideal. And I get to share stories like this about those people who came here over 100 years ago, not just settling here, building their lives and their businesses, but then also a bit about the internment and how that affected Steveston, but also when they came back and how much more that community has contributed to Steveston is just a very wonderful contemporary story as well. And I feel very honored to be able to work amongst them, volunteer amongst them in this community.
Wow, that is very inspiring to hear. Thank you so much for sharing your story and all of the ideas from you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching JPOP TV. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, please email me at amika@jpoptv.com.